Welcome back to Flying Dutchman Cards, and we are in the midst of the Baseball Tour Extravaganza. My brother Doug from Don't Talk to Robots joined me for a 3-day adventure where we hit up a ton of card shops, a card show, and 3 baseball games. This is day 2. If you haven't checked out day 1, go ahead and hit that link up there and you can check that out. But let's get into day 2 without any further ado. So we drove about 2 hours south, and our first stop is the baseball card shop. And this one was a little bit of wild card, late addition to the itinerary. Not a ton of cards, but some really cool vintage posters, so that was probably the highlight of that stop. Next up, we hit up Tacoma Sports Cards, and this was a really cool shop. The owner was super nice. We chatted with him for a while, swapped some stories about going to the National. As you can tell, he had a little bit of everything, so pretty cool to check out what he had. This Andre Dawson Diamond King kind of caught my eye there. He had lots of other sweet looking cards. He also had a large collection of Mariners memorabilia, including some gum, which I'd never seen before. He had some nice vintage, as well as a box of 91 archives, and I picked up a pack of that. Kept it off with some starting lineup stadium stars, which I'm always a big fan of, and some oddball wax, as well as these Star Trek Pez dispensers. Our last stop in Tacoma was to Northwest Sports Cards, and this was a big store. They had a sports card section and also a collectible card game section. As you can see here, tons of stadium giveaways. They often do signings with Mariners and Seahawks players, which is pretty cool. And they had all kinds of old wax. So 90 Fleer, I know those are right up your alley, Scott. Send you one of those. Tons of starting lineups and supplies. Tons of wax. It was not in the bargain range that Doug and I are typically looking for. Didn't pick any up, but it's always fun to see this. I always get a kick out of that. You know, $30 for a box of 89 tops. Probably not going to pull the trigger on that. Always love the showcases, seeing that Dale Murphy 89 reverse negative. And they had all kinds of stuff. Craig Maddox graded rookie was a cool one. Some nice vintage Gaylord Perry rookie card right there. We didn't pick anything up here. Prices were a little high. Basically, we're just paying market rate, which is fine. But we didn't pick anything up. So this next one was a bonus stop, West Coast Sports Cards. It was literally 2 blocks from our hotel, and I realized at the last minute we can hit this one up too before we headed off to the Mariners game. As you can see, they had a wide selection of new releases, and then got into a little bit more of what we like to look at. Some old wax, 89 Donruss, all kinds of stuff. Lots of football, just lots of random grab bag things here on this table. All kinds of singles. Not too great finds in there, but did find some Will Clark Mother's Cookies cards, which are always awesome, and a cool Griffey and Griffey schedule. They also had a ton of Griffies, so Doug was drooling over this case as a Griffey collector. This was a little weird. They had stickers like right on the card with the price on it. I thought that was a little strange. Nice box of Collector's Choice. They had this entire table here in the middle with just tons of wax. Again, a little bit out of my price range. I was more looking for the bargains. Not a ton of bargains to be had. Again, another Griffey showcase with a bunch of rookie cards in there, which was pretty awesome to see those. Love this. One of 200,000 sets produced. Get them while they're hot. Preston and I are going to do a quick recap of our day 2 pickups. Tacoma Sports Cards. I picked up this pack of 91 archives, the ultimate 1953 set. We'll rip that probably on another video. And they got a couple of these Hall of Fame cards. The store owner also hooked me up with this Bruce Bochy autograph, as well as a Terry Taylor autograph for the 1989 set. So can't beat that. Couple autographs there. Then the last stop that we had on Friday was at West Coast Sports Cards, and we picked up this awesome Baseball Major League All-Stars playing cards and got a Ryan Sandberg for Betty.
Yep, I love the Ryan Sandberg.
And got an Ozzie Smith, Chris Sabo, Tim Wallach, and Will Clark. And then Doug got a Griffey and a Strawberry out of that. After 4 card shops, we're on to the main event, the Mariners game. Had to swing by the Ken Griffey Jr. statue at home plate, and they were playing the Blue Jays. I think it was a home game for the Blue Jays because there were a ton of Blue Jays fans there. A couple of my friends had mentioned that before, that when the Blue Jays are in town, it's crazy. And listen to this crowd. During pregame, saw Vladdy Jr. talking up JRod, which was pretty cool. It was a beautiful night for baseball. We sat out in right field with a good view of JRod. George Kirby was on the bump. He pitched a pretty solid game. If you've never been to T-Mobile Park, it has some amazing sight lines when you're walking around. We were headed to get these delicious cheesesteaks. Definitely hit the spot. JRod patrolling center field, and it's pretty cool. He has his own section that he was tossing balls to all night, and they were loving it. He received quite an ovation anytime he stepped into the plate. This was pre-All-Star game, home run derby, and contract extension, but Mariners fans love JRod. The Mariner Moose was on the loose, cheering on the team out in the outfield. I was super pumped to see Andres Munoz pitch since he throws 103 miles an hour. The guys in front of me didn't believe me until this happened.
103! 103!
Then he struck out Vladdy on a wicked slider. The Hydro Challenge is always a highlight of any Mariners game. Which color do you think is going to win? Oh, green got the super ramp. Also, the green boat was sponsored by Snoqualmie Casino, so guess who won? It was the green boat.
For the Mariners, but it's a shame. Or it's 1, 2, 3 strikes out.
Always got to stop by the Dave Niehaus statue out in center field, get your photo with him. Now back to the game. It was the bottom of the 10th, and then this happened.
Suarez in the air, left field. Will it stay fair? Good! A ball game. What a battle between the Blue Jays and the Mariners.
The place went absolutely nuts. Walk-off home run from Eugenio Suarez. So day 2 ends with the Mariners' victory and 2 games versus Canadian teams and 2 games going to extra innings. What an amazing way to end off day 2 of the Baseball Tour Extravaganza. Stay tuned for day 3 as we hit up a card show, another card shop, and an Everett Aqua Sox game. If you haven't checked out day 1 yet, check out that link there. And pretty soon, day 3 will be right there. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.